Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better.
Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome inside the Halifax Forum as we get set for some Nova Scotia U18 Hockey League matchup between the 8th place South Shore Mustangs and the number 1 ranked Halifax McDonald's. Thanks for tuning in here live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers as we are moments away from puck drop. As starting off, Ogden to take the draw. He'll face off. But it seems like to be there, number 12, Sam Fleming. He wins it back. And the Max Control opening draw. Sent in off the stick, no icing on the play. To it first, down in front, and a chance right off the get-go. Uzuchuko had the opening chance. Up to Breen. Glove pass. Liver smartly not plays it, but it ends up right on the stick. Here's Lynch. He'll break in a shot and a pad save by Campbell. That'll lead into the starting goaltender introductions in net for the Max. Number 31, the undefeated 14-0, Cale Campbell, coming into this game with a 1.94 goals against average and a save percentage of .912. Down 200 feet from him, wearing number 35, Noah Fraughton, coming into this game. 3 wins, 13 losses on the year. His goals against average of 6.16 and a save percentage of .880. So he'll get the nod here against the Max inside the Halifax Forum. It's played through the neutral zone. Suds gathers it up. He'll work it D to D. Krillman behind his own net. He'll walk it out. And through the neutral zone, here's Creelman. Up over the blue line, he'll drop pass. As Bottomley in there, turns it over, and out come the Mustangs. Through the neutral zone, Sud steps up. That's chipped in, and it's going to be an offside call charged. 18:58 left in the period. 2 offside calls, the lone 2 whistles here so far in this game. It looks like it's going to be an intentional offside going back down in the own zone. Or just outside of the Mustang zone, I should say. One back by the Max. Suds gets center, drops it back off for Shear. Will Shear, the brother of Jack Shear. Here's Odell's shot. As Jack plays for the Halifax Wolverines, they knocked off the undefeated Gulls. They haven't lost in regulation earlier this week on Wednesday. And here's a break out to play it. Campbell steers it into the corner. As a step there for number 11, Lachlan Mullaney. Cale Campbell out to play that puck, steers it out of harm's way, as now the Max control through the neutral zone. Here's Creelman to center. He'll cross corner dump into the short side. Shear to it first. He gets bumped down. Good battle there. It looks like number 8, I believe, for the Mustangs, Jack Chu, is up to the neutral zone. Lynch will elect to go back into his own zone. He'll try to chip it out. Ganesh steps up just outside the blue line. Ganesh shot there. Pad save by Fraughton. Over to the far side. Landry on the short side. He'll drop it. Here's Chu. Chu up, picked off by Ganesh. He'll dump that back in. The Mustangs forced to reset. Jack Chu behind his own net. He'll step out, go hard off the glass to the far side, and that's sent up into the neutral zone. Lynch with a step. Ganesh, good stick. Sending it back up into the neutral zone where it's sent in by Haverstock. Fraughton playing it around on his backhand to the short side wall. The Max looking to turn it over. Cycled down low. McKay had it poked off of his stick. Lynch pressured by Haverstock. He'll reverse over to the short side. Here's Corkum. Chase Corkum, the call up tonight for the Mustangs, playing his U15 for the Western Hurricanes, is turned over at the blue line. Haverstock will send it right back in, and he'll peel off for the change. Strong on the forecheck. Chu chips it back into the neutral zone. Boutlier gathers, played it back for Breen. Breen up for Liver. Liver, cross ice pass off the bench, as that'll spring in. Sam Fleming towards the net, turned over as he tried to drop the shoulder. Lemoyne will play it around to the short side. Centered onto the stick, Ethan Lemoyne. Another call up from the Western Hurricanes. LeBlanc smartly stays on side. A shot there from McDonald. Breen into the corner for himself. Up for Liver off the bench. Bain off of his skate and out to the neutral zone. Fleming. He'll dish wide for Liver. Liver back for Fleming. Good stick to break that up by Morash. Morash played U15 for the Cole Harbour Rage. As Uzuchuko up the wall. A long pass there. It's going to go all the way down, and will it be enough for icing? Yes, it will. That'll stop play. And Boutlier forced to stay out. No change for the Max. As the face-off will be in their zone. Still no score. 16:02 remaining on the clock here in the opening frame. Opening 20 minutes of play between the Max and the Mustangs. Chu took a high hit, and he's getting checked over on the Mustangs bench just below us here. Hopefully he's all right. Looks like his nose, potential little cut there on his nose. So he took a hit on the far side boards last shift. Puck played up. Uzuchuko, he'll chip that in. Morash rimming it off the skate of the official. Bounces right on the stick. Here's Sam Fleming over top of the zone. Fleming, he'll let a shot go. It's high. Uzuchuko doesn't play it there. Morash touching it first, taking away the high stick. As it's rimmed back to Krillman at the point. Riley Krillman, one step in, back down low. Here's Uzuchuko. Cycling for Sullivan. He'll leave it for Ian Lovett. Lovett turns it over to Bain. As High Button Sports, Cohen Ingram calls him the Bain train. Turns that over at the blue line. McLean will have to go back. He'll play it here, as that'll be another call up for the Mustangs. Number 4, Henry Ayotte, as that'll break away Lemoyne. Lemoyne, the call up. He takes a shot. It gets deflected in behind the net of Campbell, my apologies. As Krillman gathers up the puck off the back of the net. He'll work it here. Sullivan fans on the centering pass. He'll gather it back up, turns it over. Here's a chance. Richards shot into the chest of Cale Campbell holds on for the whistle. And another offensive zone draw upcoming once again for the Mustangs. Lynch, offensive zone draw. He's got Chase Corkum lined up behind him. Corkum has it at the point. Shot there, it's blocked. I believe that went off the body of Shear to the far side half wall, where it's battled for down below the goal line. Tree win for Ganesh. Jax Ganesh, the Cape Breton Screaming Eagle prospect, plays it up into the neutral zone where River Welsh supporting the puck. He'll play it ahead. Shear to Odell. Odell runs over Fraughton, and a delayed call, very delayed. The whistle or the arm went up very late. Odell looks like he's going to go for interference and a power play for the Mustangs. It looks like it's going to be both of them heading off. So Odell for interference. Or no, Sanford's going to be the only call, so it's going to be a power play. Or both of them are going to go? Or Odell's not going to go. So it's going to be interference or roughing, I believe, didn't catch the number. Fenceman in the box will sit in a max power play as the Mustangs changing utilities. Love it on the draw. To the corner, Chu turns it over to Shear. Will Shear to Krillman. He'll walk across the top of the zone. Now he'll work it in. Liver, toe drag shot just wide. Lovett gathers up below the goal line. He'll take his time up over. He'll drop it for Shear. Up top for Krillman. Back for Shear. Krillman will work his way in. Shear up top, takes a shot. It's tipped off the skate. Back to the far side. Liver to Shear for Krillman. Riley Krillman walking in. Cross ice pass. Liver lets a shot go. It's high. Blocker side. Chu trying to clear it. Can't do so. As Shear activated in from the point. Krillman there to cover. Krillman walks, dishes back. Will Shear walks in. Scott scores. Will Shear capitalizing on the power play, and the Max leading by 1 here at home on a power play goal coming off the stick of number 16, Will Shear, as he heads to the bench for the flyby. The assist going to go to Krillman and Liver, I believe. We'll wait to hear the official call from Cliff Blair across the ice, but for now, the Max lead by 1. Draw, 1 back, controlled there. It will be worked up and chipped in by Strong. Into the corner, Corkum trying to work it out in front, and Fraughton holds on for the whistle. That'll stop play here with 13:20 remaining on the clock. In the opening period, 1-0 lead for the Max on a power play goal from Will Shear. The only goal so far of the game. Face off. 1 back, Mustangs. Will rim it around. That was Corkum. To the short side, it's turned over McKay. He'll get it down low. Haverstock going to try to forecheck the puck out. Good defensive play there by McLean in the corner. Is the Max turn it over here. Strong trying to work it off the wall. Haverstock in there with him. McKay awaits in the honey pot. McKay gathers it up. Thought he had a sharp angle shot. He'll play it back. Trewin across Ganesh. Pressured by Bain. Bain gathers up the puck. He'll high flip up into the neutral zone. Trewin. He'll work it right back in as it gets tipped in by McKay. Nate McKay. The Gulls product in there on the forecheck, along with another Gulls product in Nash Haverstock. Puck worked into the neutral zone. Here's Jax Ganesh. He'll work it right back. He'll high flip it down. Fraughton with the stick will play it for Corkum. Corkum looks for an option up ice. He'll center it all the way behind McDonald. It's going to be an icing call charge, and the Mustangs are forced to stay out on the ice. 12:16 remaining on the clock. 1-0 lead for the Max here at home. Puck up into the neutral zone. Good job to glove it down to his stick. Nice feed there, trying to spring McDonald as he'll go in and battle with Boutlier, who separates him. Lovett gathers up the loose puck. Lovett with speed through the neutral zone. Ian Lovett, he'll dish it wide. Onside, waiting for the call. Now it's offside, they'll have to tag up. Here's Morash inside his own blue line. He'll up the middle. It was intended for Lemoyne. It's going to be an icing charge called to the Mustangs. 11:47 remaining opening period. Another offensive zone draw for the Max. As I'll try to see who's got the assist on the opening goal for the Max. We all know Will Shearer scored it. His brother Jack plays in the U15 league for the Halifax Wolverines. Leads his team in points. Here's Shear for Boutlier. Cross ice, Breen. Down low. Centered up top, Boutlier. Cross, Shear off the skate back into the neutral zone. They're forced to regroup. Breen gathers, waits. He'll center onto the stick of Welsh, who stick handled one too many times there. Loses control, gathers it up. He'll work it across. Nice centering pass. Here's Odell over the blue line. Odell looking to get another offensive chance going. Carter Odell in the corner, plays it up the half wall. He awaits back down the corner. Odell below the goal line, pinched off there by McLean as it's worked back up to the wall. Lemoyne up into the neutral zone. Boutlier chips it right back in. Morash had it bounce over his stick. Odell right there in on a forecheck. He'll turn it over to Shear, around the end wall. Will Shear. The opening goal so far, the lone goal of the game for Suds. Back up top, Shear pokes it. Now he's going to have to get back as the Mustangs had numbers, but it was regrouped. Lynch up for Landry. Suds at the red line. Going to be careful there as now he'll work it up. Fleming trying to center. Great defensive stick there by number 5. I think that's Ben Ayotte. Here's a shot, glove save, rebound just wide. Liver for Uzuchuko. Suds at the point. He'll walk. He'll dish for Riley Krillman. Krillman teetering the line, will cycle it back down low. Centering pass, Liver in his skates to his stick. Spins it up top for Krillman. Shot blocked, and out come the Mustangs. Lynch trying to chip it up ahead as it's cycled right back. Here's Liver back over the blue line. Has Uzuchuko with him, trying to feed it through. Morash with a good defensive play there. Down low, Uzuchuko trying to slide it back door for Fleming. Got there, and a good stick by Henry Ayotte. Liver, short side corner to the short side point for Suds. He'll work it D to D. Krillman, distance shot goes high. Over to the short side, Uzuchuko cycling. Down low, here's Gavin Liver for Fleming. Sharp angle shot, save. Rebound, gathered up and worked out here. The Mustangs, too wide to center. They'll dump it in and get it on the forecheck. That'll be LeBlanc almost running into Cale Campbell there as he got in there. Krillman up ahead. Fleming will dump it down. Fraughton stops play. He'll leave it there for his D-man as a clean breakout here. Goes off the skate of McKay. Onto the stick. Haverstock will chip it right back down into the Mustang zone. Fraughton out to play it. Up for Bain. Glove to stick. Bain, nice sauce pass onto the stick of McDonald, who works it back. Here's Bain with a break. He lets a shot go off the stick of Treewin, who disrupt that. Logan Treewin wearing number 11. My former number, also former number of Matthew Dudelay, the High Button Sports Chief Executive Officer, as that shot got tipped wide. Back to the point. Treewin wasn't there. He'll have to go all the way back to his own zone to get that puck behind his goal. Logan Treewin stops. He'll allow McKay to swing. Ganesh will swing to the short side. Treewin is going to say swing again. He'll now step out. Ganesh swings. Haverstock swings. It's kicked here for Ganesh. He'll drive wide, shot over to the far side. Strong down for Treewin, who activated from the point. puck cleared back. Haverstock right back in over the line. He bumps into the man. It's going to be a delayed call upcoming. Looks like it's going to be a boarding call charged to Haverstock as he'll head off to the box, and it'll be a power play upcoming for the Mustangs. And with that, it'll be a TV timeout, and we'll be back here in a minute's time.
My McDonald's Rewards gets you breakfast before work, free fries at lunch, for the friend who said they didn't want any, and whatever a meal is at this hour. Join My McDonald's Rewards to get free McD's.
Remove dirt, grease, and debris with a high-pressure, environmentally friendly wash from The Big Wash. With over 20 years' experience, The Big Wash can tackle any job, from heavy industrial equipment and truck fleets to residential buildings and parking lots. Plus, they do boats, patios, and graffiti removal. Locally owned and operated, fully insured, and working year-round 24/7. The Big Wash, 70 Crane Lake Drive, Bears Lake. Online at thebigwash.ca.
Welcome back here. It's going to be a power play for the Mustangs to start off the second half of the first period. 7:39 remaining as a boarding call charged to Haverstock. Krillman and Fleming will pick up assist on the Max power play goal. Lynch, he'll find the man there as he'll work it back. Lynch, cross ice, down low. Bain centers, trying to find McDonald, sneaking in the short side. Quick shot there, wide, past the pad of Campbell. Bain, up over top of the zone, he'll dish. Lynch walks in, down low, taking his time, back up top for McDonald. McDonald's shot, tipped, rebound pad save by Campbell. Into the corner, back up, McDonald, centered, no one home as Sullivan chips it up as he got a stick up high there, no call on the play. And the Max gonna try to kill off some time here. Bootlier will send it head high all the way down. Fraughton out to stop it. Shear, he's gonna pressure Lynch behind the net. He'll play it around for Bottomley, who gets down the wall. In behind the goal line, Bottomley working it out. MJ Bottomley below the goal line, sticking with the puck. Turns it over now, here's LeBlanc. Centers for Samford. Samford had taken the penalty for roughing. LeBlanc gets it. He'll rim it around to the far side, offside, and it's going to be an offside call charged to the Mustangs. Face off just below us, I believe. 6:09 remaining in the opening period. It's just one goal so far here, and it was a Will Scheer power play goal, assisted by Riley Krillman and Sam Fleming. Face off, battled for, one back, Samford. He'll work it across, there's Chu in his own zone. Up for Samford over the blue line, poked away by Krillman. Bottomley, he'll dump that right up the middle for Scheer, who will activate there. Fraughton protects the puck. Chu behind his net. Takes his time, he'll allow his wingers to swing. Here's Jack Chu. Up, off the stick of Suds, into the zone. Suds, reverse play, back to 5-on-5. Krillman rimming around, waiting for it. Uzuchuko chipping it down. Will it be a delayed icing call? Morash, and it's going to be an icing charged as Morash to it first. Icing charge to the Max. Face off will go back inside the Max zone as back to 5-on-5 action. Suds forced to stay along with Scheer. Krillman got off on the change. Treewin got in for him. Uzuchuko and Haverstock along with Will Scheer here, defensive zone draw. Turned over to the point, Morash on his backhand. Bottomley cross-checks him. Morash and Bottomley have a couple words on the far side as it's centered. Up here come the Max. Scheer's gonna split right through. Will Scheer heads up, out to play. It was Fraughton. He'll clear it away, and now we'll break back the other way through the neutral zone. Lemoyne to the blue line, will chip and chase below the goal line. Treewin holds him up. Bench wanting an interference call there as Lovett now through the neutral zone. Up the wall here for Bain. Bain up for McDonald. Over the blue line, turns it over. Here's Odell back for Treewin. He'll use his net to regroup things. Logan Treewin has Ganesh up one side. He'll elect to go over to River Welsh out of his reach. Morash had it go off of Welsh. He'll gather it up ahead for Bain. Heads up, stepping up there, Ganesh. Referee fell here on the short side. Up ahead, Odell trying to get it up to his stick. Odell shot and a save by Fraughton. Cleared to the point, Ganesh. D to D. Treewin has a shot and a save. Fraughton a little shaken up there, trying to get attention of the ref. As now the whistle goes. Fraughton a little shaken up on the high shot there. We'll wait to see Fraughton helmet off. I'll send the trainer for the Max over to see Fraughton in between the pipes. So with 4:06 remaining on the clock, it'll be an offensive zone drop for the Max. Fraughton's going to get some attention. Odell's going to give the assistance to the trainer to get her over to see Fraughton for a quick sec, as we'll take a quick breather here. We'll be back for the last 4 minutes and 6 seconds of the first period of play after this quick break. Fraughton shaking it off, doesn't need any assistance. He'll stay between the pipes and a defensive zone draw. Chu out there with Corkum. Landry up front. On the draw, one back by the Mustangs in their own zone. Richard was the centerman there to win it back. The Max on the forecheck. Corkum battles in the corner. Uzochukwu trying to get it out. Here's a chance in the slot. Blocked pass or a shot attempt. Uzochukwu had it turned over and out come the Mustangs. Mulaney, chip and chase into the zone. As I'm sure the newly appointed head coach for the Mustangs, Sean Woodworth, appreciating the effort here. Over the blue line, nice pickup. Liver centers, here's a chance and a shot there from Fleming, just goes wide. Fleming gathers the puck. He'll instruct the man to switch with him. He'll work it over top of the zone and a blocker save, Fraughton. Breen to the point, holds it right back down in below for Corkum, who has it. He'll try to chip it out past Liver, who intercepts that pass. Now to the point, Boutlier holds. Boutlier takes a bump as he chipped it back in. Corkum out to the neutral zone. Boutlier takes his time. Under 3 minutes now remaining in the opening frame. For Breen, up, Welsh, high hit there, Fleming, he'll play through it as he has it now, taking a bump there. LeBlanc centers off the skate of Liver. Back for Krillman, who has an assist on the lone goal for Will Scheer here. Nice move by Suds over the line. Gavin Suds in to the corner, centering out in front. Fraughton pad save, rebound behind the net. Now worked up to the far side. Up to the point. Haverstock lets a shot go, and Fraughton with the chest save holds on for the whistle. 2:24 remaining on the clock. As mentioned a few moments ago, the newly appointed coach for the Mustangs, Sean Woodworth, must be happy with this team's effort here so far in the first, as preaching to the right of me, saying we just need one. We just need one, as they're trailing by one here inside the Forum on this Friday night game. Down below, Strong working it around to the short side below the goal line. Lynch in there trying to work it out. McKay in there to help his man out. 2-on-2 battle continuing. Strong on the half wall. Lynch trying to get it out. McKay. Now Haverstock finds McKay. Back down low, up off the stick, I believe, of number 5, Henry Ayotte. Will stop play as the faceoff will stay inside. With just under 2 minutes remaining on the clock in the period. 1-0 lead. Goal coming from Will Scheer. Assist to Riley Krillman and Sam Fleming. The lone goal so far, a power play one for the Max. Offensive zone draw for them to the wall. As the battling continuing on the wall, centering out in front. Bottomley shot there, a blocker save by Fraughton. Nolan Fraughton doing a great job here to keep it just a one-goal game. Centered, good back check. Sullivan, fans on the shot. Bain chips it back into the neutral zone where the Max will regroup. Krillman, the captain for the Max, will drop it for Suds. Through the neutral zone, Suds up over the blue line, now down below the goal line. Suds centered out in front. Good sticks there from the Mustangs to disrupt that as out comes Bain. He'll rim it hard behind the net of Campbell, who went as out to stop it, but a good forecheck by Ogden. Lovett gathering it up through the neutral zone. Lovett through the middle. Bottomley walks in, lets a shot go. It goes wide past the blocker. All the way back into the neutral zone. That'll spring the man McDonald. Has Ogden at the blue line. Off the stick, and back comes Lovett. Over the blue line, Lovett cuts to the middle. He'll backhand it back down low for Sullivan, who will rim it around. Ganesh will activate in from the point. Ganesh, sharp angle shot. Steered away by Fraughton. Chu will leave that there for Morash. He'll rim it to the short side. Ganesh thought about it. Now he'll back off as Bain clears it up. Treewin just inside his ring out line. He'll get his feet moving up north. Puck deflected at center and sent in by Odell. Chu, Ganesh. With 20 seconds remaining here in the period, down low, Carter Odell, he goes down, no call as he lost an edge. Morash cycles it right back. Odell, net off its bearings, and Fraughton with the pad save anyways. 13 seconds remaining on the clock, and a big pad save there as Fraughton pushed post to post, and the net went with him. It'll be an offensive zone draw. Lynch was going to hop over with McLean, as we'll wait to see who he goes off for. It's going to be Morash to the bench, along with Richard, so a forward and a D-man here for the last 13 seconds, getting the swap. So Coach Woodworth trying to get adjusted to his new team and his team's utility players, as trying to kill off the last 10 seconds. Here's a shot from a sharp angle, blocked into the corner. Lynch is going to pin it up there. He takes a high hit. Puck now, here's a chance with the last few seconds, a shot as Shear backdoor. Couldn't bury it home, and that'll do it for the opening period. The lone goal coming off the stick of that man behind the net, Will Shear. 1-0 lead for the Max. After one, we'll be back for a second period of action after this quick intermission.
Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better.
And the Zamboni will be stuck there for the moment. We'll be back when everything is all good and the Zamboni can get down the Zamboni gate, I guess I should say. For right now, it's broken down in spot, but we'll be back here for a second period of action shortly. I'll give you any updates as they come. So a quick update for you at home. The auger stuck down on the Zamboni, unable to get off the ice. They say it should be about 10 minutes or so before it is all fixed. We'll leave you here on the view. You'll be able to see what's going on, and we'll be back hopefully shortly with the second period of play.
Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better.
Welcome back here to the second period of action. They're going to do a little bit of adjustments down on the end where the Zamboni was sitting for about 15 minutes time. I'll try to pack in some snow there to repair a little bit of the ice. Fraughton never left. He got on for the second period and he stayed on, never leaving the ice service. Patterson stayed right there alongside him, so the goalie tandem maybe having their struggling points here so far this year, but sticking together and a good friendship between number 1 and number 35. Fraughton will start the second period trailing by just a goal, as we'll see if the lengthy delay has any effect on either team here to start the second period. They'll start 5-on-5. Gotta give a quick shout out here to Jack Chu's teacher down in South Shore, Beth Gillis, my neighbor, and a very, very, very good family friend. Always interesting to have a conversation with her. She tunes in back in Upper Tantallon. Thanks for tuning in. As second period moments away, they'll, as mentioned, start 5-on-5. Jack Chu not on the bench to start the second period, though. Took a high hit, suffered a potential broken nose as he's off, maybe getting repairs. As they'll talk over the whole situation, as there's a hole in behind Cale Campbell's net. The Zamboni just in the Zamboni pedway down to the Civic, where it will remain. Now they're going to have a chat about the hole. The refs going to have a quick chat about where the auger was spinning on the ice, had left a little bit of a gash, so we'll see if play will continue or it looks like the Macs are going to spray some snow down there to try to pack some of it in. Will Shear off the bench, the assistant captain, checking it over. He says all things seem to be fine. Zamboni man there, standing in behind them, checking it out, seeing what they're going on about. Now some players are going to create a snow pile. Bootleer, Welsh, Breen, and Shear. Now they'll pack it down with their sticks in behind the goal of Cale Campbell here for the second period. So the Halifax Max ice crew out there giving some assistance to the officials, the Zamboni driver, to start the second period off. It's now about 10 after 8 here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. From wherever you're tuning in from, I'd like to thank you for watching tonight's broadcast live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers. I'll take a quick breather here before we start the second period. Alrighty, folks, and welcome back. The ice has set a little bit behind the goal of Cale Campbell. And the second period, moments away. Scheer will face off against Lynch here on the opening draw of the second. It's won back by the Mustangs. We'll see if the delay has any effect on either team here. As see the man slide out into the boards. That's where they were repairing it. Officials saying it's good enough to play on. We'll have to wait and see. As you see a man fall down there and behind the net to start the period. In behind, Breen heads up, bouncing off the wall. It was loose. The whistle had gone, and they're trying to poke it out. I believe was number, I think that was Ewan McDonald. We'll wait to see. They had a quick chat with the official about behind the net as he took the spill. Sorry, it was LeBlanc who fell behind the net. Offensive zone draw for the Mustangs. Face off, cleared in behind. Suds up the wall, off the skate, back into the neutral zone. That'll be controlled by Ayotte. Henry Ayotte turns it over on the forecheck by Lovett, reaching out and pulling it in to stop play is Nolan Froughton. Fought. As he's fighting here tonight. 8:11 remaining in the period. Sorry, 19. It's 8:11 on the clock. 19:18 remaining on the clock here in the second. It's inside a minute of the second period. That'll get chipped in. The Mustangs forced to tag up on the delayed offside. Suds up to Liver, centers with speed. Lovett trying to break free, couldn't do so. That centering pass, good job there by Gavin Liver. Chipping it to an area to go get it. He'll center all the way to the far side for Cooper Strong, who gets pinched off Bain. And not out though, is held in by Suds. Ayotte stumbles as he worked at D. Bain tried to get there, puck held in and up over the glass. And it will stop play. 18:35 remaining on the clock in the second period. 3 whistles now here, a minute and a half or so into the period. So a choppy start to the second. Here, lots of whistles to begin. So each team trying to get their feet under them after a lengthy first intermission. Delayed due to a Zamboni malfunction. A shot there off the crossbar. Sullivan let one go from the ringette line. It beat Foughton, but couldn't beat the crossbar. Up, Mulaney. Good back check there, trying to get it back from Bottomley. As it's chipped back into the neutral zone. As the Max regroup. Hinged back for Treewin. He'll work it up for Bottomley. He'll chip it in. Sullivan and Lynch battling. Physicality starting to pick up here in the second period. Over to the far side, Fleming cycling it back down low for Bottomley. He'll take a hit there. He'll leave it for Sullivan, centering, good stick. Up in the air, Ganesh tried to grab it, but couldn't. It just out of his reach. He'll regroup with Treewin. Treewin, cross ice pass. Sullivan stops up at the ringette line. Up to the point, leaves it for Ganesh. Jax Ganesh walking it across. They'll dish across for Treewin. He'll let a shot go. Not enough on it. Ganesh follows it up. Now a break the other way. And great back check there by Fleming. Heads up. Man almost cleared up into the bench. That was Richard. It's back here come the Max. Ganesh dishes to Sullivan as he took a bump there for his efforts. He has it now. Shot there, Ganesh, and a blocker save. Foughton up into the mesh. No, they'll play on. As that puck chipped off the glass right onto Campbell. He's forced to play it, and he'll hold on there. Has had a little trouble with it. 17:01 remaining. Now in the period, another face-off. This time it's going to be in the Max zone. Sanford, LeBlanc out there with Lemoyne. The call up from the Western Hurricanes. It's one back. Here's Morash. He'll let a shot go. Blocked in front. Another save there. Morash at the point. He'll shoot. It's blocked by Uzuchuko. Into the corner. Chipped up the wall. To the point. Morash. Good step there at the blue line, but it was only held momentarily as out come the Max. Haverstock trying to work it around McLean, couldn't do so as he gets knocked to the ice. In there on the forecheck, Breen all the way below the goal line. He'll have to work his way back as a defenseman in there on the forecheck. Here's Lemoyne, pressured. McKay in there on the forecheck. Breen, a high check there. Up into the face of LeBlanc. He gave it back to the man. No call or no arm up yet. As the battle continuing on the wall, it's rimmed around to the short side. Shot there from Boutlier will go out. All the way back to the Max zone. Haverstock was covering for Breen. He'll rim it around as Uzuchuko with speed through the neutral zone on his backhand up over the blue line. He'll work it into the corner where he's pinched off there. Good step by Ayotte. Turns over right to Haverstock trying to work it towards the net. Cleared off the stick of Krillman into the neutral zone. Krillman in his ringette line. He'll take a step up ice. He'll dish it cross ice. Lynch, though, has it up into the neutral zone. A little bit of ping pong here. Shear takes a step over the puck. He'll get his feet moving towards the zone of the Mustangs. He'll dish it for Odell. Down the wall. Odell trying to hold. Change there. Activate Suds as Krillman cross corner dump. Odell to it first. He got spun off it there. River Welsh in there giving some assistance. Lynch trying to work it out. Puck poked back and net off its bearings. Going to stop play. 15:03 now remaining on the clock. Still no score in the second period. Max leading the game by 1. Face-off is going to be to the glove hand side of Foughton. Shear will be in there for the offensive zone draw. Has Krillman lined up at the point behind him. Odell on his right wing. Welsh on his left. Off the glass shot there, set high by Shear to the far side. Odell takes a bump from Corkum. Played in below. Morash reversing to the far side. Landry chipping it up. Held in at the far side by Gavin Suds. River Welsh creating havoc. Worked out in the neutral zone by the Mustangs. As the Max will elect to send it back. Shear. Good, very high F3. He was all the way behind his D-man. He gathers his speed. Up over center. He'll chip and chase. Foughton out to play it. He'll rim it hard on the glass. Mulaney couldn't get it. Krillman shot. Pad save. Rebound. Welsh scores. River Welsh finds the rebound off the blocker side pad to make it 2-0 for the Max. Krillman will pick up his second assist on the game as Welsh will pick up his first point. It'll be a goal for number 18, another assist for number 4. And I'll have to check who picked up the secondary in a few seconds once we get a stoppage of play. It's right off the draw, worked in. Liver, good job by McLean, up for Samford. Trying to get it out of his feet by his bench, chipped up. Treewing gloves it to stick. Up over the blue line, offside. Liver couldn't get back in time. And an offside call will be charged to the Max. And in the meantime, I am going to check out who picked up the secondary assist. I believe Krillman picked up the primary. And the question is, who picked up the secondary? It was Will Shear. So Krillman picking up his second assist and Shear picking up his second point. He scored the first goal of the game to give the Max a 1-0 lead. Inside the form, 13:55, a whistle will get blown dead as the puck will be held onto there by Foughton. Face off to his blocker side. So Krillman, 2 primary assists. Will Shear, a goal and an assist. Lovett gonna take a sec to fix his neck guard shortly. He'll get tossed from the draw. Liver will be in to take it. Lovett will head over to the right wing. One back by the Mustangs. Played around by Froughton for Samford. Pressured by Strong. Lovett gathers up the loose puck below, centering pass, trying to bang it home. Liver bangs away. A little bit of pushing and shoving. Now as they'll tussle a little bit, Lovett taking a couple cross checks from Lynch and Samford. The helmet up off as Liver. And it looks like it was McLean or LeBlanc maybe in there, giving the business to Liver. It looks like it's going to be penalties to each guy. It was LeBlanc giving a couple extra pushes there to Liver's face, and Liver giving the same back. 5-on-5, 2 each. Or no, it's going to be a power play. It's going to be a power play. It looks like a slashing and a roughing call to the Max. Or no, it'll be a slashing call to the Max and a roughing call. 5-on-5. So it'll be 5-on-5, slashing call to the Max, roughing call to LeBlanc for the Mustangs. Face-off will stay inside of the Mustang zone. Face-off won by them. Morash chipping it off the boards. Shear picking up his second point on the latest Max goal. Had it at the point momentarily, turned it over and out. Mustangs chip it in. Treewin stops up behind his net. He looks up ice. Treewin crossed. Ganesh to center. He'll flip it in. Into the corner. Lovett on the forecheck. Bain in there supporting the puck. Now he'll battle for it. Coming out with it was Henry Ayotte. A call up from the Western Hurricanes, I believe. If not, it was the U16. I believe it would be the Buccaneers. Back to Treewin. He'll walk. Just across for Ganesh. Back for Treewin. He'll pull it across and let a shot go. Blocker save. Into the corner. Shear. Lovett and Bain mixing it up a little bit. That puck shot high. Lovett and Bain still tied up. Now they'll break free. Puck to the point. Ganesh step is in and holds it back down. Ogden trying to get a body on the man there. Down low, Shear. Trying to duck under a hit as him and Ayotte's helmet were interlocked there for a second. Centering out. Shear trying to bank it home. Couldn't do so. Cleared up. Ganesh shot. And that's a block by Morash, I believe, in front of the net. Puck to the point. Will Shear drops for Ganesh. Ganesh looks for a stick of Fleming, and it just deflects wide. Mustangs now out to the neutral zone. Ogden centers. Ganesh right onto the stick, and it's an offside call at the line. As the man hadn't got into the bench yet, it'll be an offside charged. Foughton went to go get his stick. That's why you saw him diving back. It would have been no goal and offside at the time if it went in, but the shot was wide. Faced off in front of the Max bench. Fleming on the draw for the Max. Won though by the Mustangs. Mulaney gets it back. Chipped up into the bench, heads up. As that whizzed by assistant coach Tony McCarthy, and the face-off now moved inside of the Mustang zone. Fleming will dig in against Richard. Richard for the Mustangs trying to win this into the corner. As it's won back though, Breen stepping in. Down low, centered off the skate there. Breen sticking with it, trying to work it out in front. That shot set wide. Bottomley gets to it in the corner, cycling it. Down low, Corkum battles it up to the short side wall here. Heads up, Bottomley tried to line, or Sullivan tried to line the man up there. An icing call. Charge to the Mustangs will bring the face-off back into their zone. As that'll do it for the coincidental minor penalties to LeBlanc. And Gavin Liver, they'll rejoin their teams as you see LeBlanc stepping over the bench there to join his Mustang squad. Suds holds it in and a glove save. Fraughton will hold on for the whistle. Flash in the leather there is number 35, Nolan Foughton, as he's been occupied quite a bit here. He'll take a sip of water. During that lengthy delay in the second period, Foughton stayed on the ice for the entirety of the break once he had come back on for the second. Coach said, come on, let's go to the room and recuperate. We can have a quick chat. And he shook his head no and said, I'm staying right here. And he did the entire intermission, I guess, while the Zamboni was getting fixed. Krillman holds it at the line. Shot there. Krillman takes a bump from Lemoyne. Lemoyne, the call up, finishing his check. Lemoyne. Krillman trying to get it back to him. Stepped up there, had it work past him. McKay stops up. He'll work it across. In Haverstock towards the net and held on to. Haverstock stops up and Uzuchuko stops in front of the net of Foughton. Haverstock having a couple words there with, I believe, was Lemoyne. The call up. Face off, offensive zone for the Max. One to the wall by them, but controlled by Morash up off the glass into the neutral zone. Krillman will work it back. He'll swing it across for Suds. Suds takes it up through the neutral zone. Hinges it back. Krillman hard off the end wall, trying to get to it around Morash. Krillman to it first. Good stick there by Lynch as it's chipped back into the neutral zone. Shear covering once again for Krillman, who had stepped in. Suds hinges it back. Shear skate to stick, not over center. Out to play at Foughton. He'll rim it around. Ogden on the half wall. Centers, sent back down by Odell. Lynch in the corner, pinched off by Shear. 2-on-2 battling McDonald and Lynch for the Mustangs. Odell and Shear for the Max. Stick of Shear out of his hands. Odell to the point. Krillman will walk. He'll let a shot go and a glove save. Held on to by Foughton for the whistle. Curious to see what the shot total is here. Just about halfway through the second period in this game. I'll see if I can pull it up. As right now the shots on goal, 15-5 for the Max after the first period. Campbell hasn't been too occupied here in the second so far. We'll wait and see though, as the Max cycling it up top. Ganesh, he'll cycle it right back down low for Strong, who leaves for Liver. Liver trying to center for Lovett. Down low, it'll be battled for Corkum. And now they'll mix it up. Lovett, couple cross checks there to Corkum. And with that, little scrum up there will stop play. And we'll be back in about a minute's time for this quick TV timeout.
My McDonald's Rewards gets you breakfast before work, free fries at lunch, for the friend who said they didn't want any, and whatever a meal is at this hour. Join My McDonald's Rewards to get free McD's.
Remove dirt, grease, and debris with a high-pressure, environmentally friendly wash from The Big Wash. With over 20 years' experience, The Big Wash can tackle any job, from heavy industrial equipment and truck fleets to residential buildings and parking lots. Plus, they do boats, patios, and graffiti removal. Locally owned and operated, fully insured, and working year-round 24/7. The Big Wash, 70 Crane Lake Drive, Bears Lake. Online at thebigwash.ca.
Welcome back here for the back half of the second period of play. Offensive zone draw for the Max, pushed into the corner. Treewin stepped in. It was played for Liver. And out come the Mustangs. Mulaney chips that in as he crossed over the line. So far, we'll see that bad ice behind the goal crease of Campbell is a factor. Doesn't seem to be. Treewin takes a bump there from Richard. Foughton. He'll rim it around on his forehand. Up back, here come the Mustangs. Chipping that puck up ahead, doesn't connect, and out. Back, here come the Max. Lovett, he'll drive wide below the goal line. Ian Lovett just sidestepping a hit there, as now he gets pinched off in the corner. Battling up the wall, Landry had it skip over his stick. Ganesh cycles it back down. Lovett's shot there, fanned on. Steered away there by Froughton. In below the goal line, Richard trying to work it out. He's pressured by Liver. to the point, or Mulaney though held it in as up ahead. That pass is going to go all the way down, but to it first, Mulaney was going to get there, and an icing call will be charged to the Max, or to the Mustangs. 8:42 remaining in the period. Icing call to the Mustangs. Face-off will go back inside their zone. Blocker hand side of goaltender Nolan Foughton. Here's Mulaney. He'll chip it up. Trying to get a step was Lemoyne. Good job by Breen defensively to keep him to the outside. Played around LeBlanc. Trying to get a cycle going here. Boutlier looking for it in his, actually was looking at the man. The puck was in his feet. He couldn't find it. Fleming in there to support. He'll work it up bottomly. Centers, Sullivan up over the blue line. Sullivan cutting through, and Foughton sprawls out and holds on as Sullivan pushed it just too far out of his reach to catch back up to it. And with that, another offensive zone draw for the Max. I'll activate a couple fresh skaters, actually all 5 fresh skaters for the Mustangs. Corkum will head out, the AP call up, or so to speak, for the Mustangs here tonight. As they'll redo the face-off, it was done unfairly. Sullivan saying, I was inside the circle. The bright lights maybe not being able to see the kind of faded lines here inside the Halifax form. Shot from a sharp angle off the end of the side of the net. And Foughton reaching back will hold on, and another offensive zone draw for the Max. We'll see who digs in this time. Looks like it's going to be Bottomley. Sullivan back to the same spot. Fleming, Boutlier up top with Breen. Fleming over top of the circle, had it poked off his stick. Out comes Ogden. Ogden to center. He'll send it around. Campbell couldn't play it cleanly. Bain on the forecheck. He'll tie up Breen. That'll turn the puck over. McDonald to the point. Quick shot, tipped just wide. Joseph Breen up for Fleming. Turned over by Sullivan, who had it there. This forecheck for the Mustangs seem to be buzzing here. Now they'll have to back off as out come the Max. Sullivan drives the net. Fleming, nice little move, getting it back down below the goal line. Ogden there. Corkum pinching his man off in the corner. He'll pin him up against the wall. Good job there by the call-up. Fleming gets it though. He walks out, shot, rebound loose, and it'll be held on to. And a whistle gone. I think the puck might have still been loose, but Foughton and the official both thought he had it, so play stopped. And it'll be once again an offensive zone draw for the team in white, red, and yellow. Into the corner, played up the wall, back, bouncing over the stick of Suds. No icing there, as official saying he could have played it. And Mulaney to it first anyway, takes away the icing. Here's Haverstock trying to kick it back to himself. Is in the corner. Suds overskated the puck there. Mulaney forechecking. Creelman below his goal line. He'll look up ice. He'll blank it off the end wall for Suds. Suds, he'll move up north. For Haverstock, going to be a delayed icing call, charged to the Max. With 6:45 remaining on the clock, we'll see a couple fresh skaters for the Mustangs. Morash out over the board, Sanford out. Lemoyne, LeBlanc, and Lynch for this offensive zone draw. Face off, push forward, shot there, and Campbell with the glove save holds on for the whistle. Cale Campbell hasn't had a lot of shots, but having to be sharp when called upon to keep this a 2-goal game. He's had a couple nice saves. A quick hitter there off the draw. LeBlanc pushed it forward for himself, trying to sneak it short side, but held on to cleanly by Campbell. Cale Campbell coming into the game undefeated on the season. Here's a chance, another face-off play there, as that pad save off the backhand shot from Lemoyne. In the neutral zone, Sanford finishing his check there on Odell. It's played across. Lynch up, picked off Odell in the neutral zone offside as Shearer was in there finishing his check, and it's going to be an offside charge to the Max this time. 6:21 remaining on the clock. Two 2-0 lead for the Max. Sean Woodworth, new appointed head coach. Probably pretty happy with his team's effort here, keeping the Max to 2 goals with a period and 6 minutes remaining. So about 26 remaining minutes of regulation time. Foughton out to play it. He'll rim it around. Centered. Welsh has one in the game already, looking for number 2. Backhand shot, couldn't find its way to the net. He has it now for Shear. Shot, whistled it just past the blocker wide. To the point, shot sent just wide. Treewin will activate. He'll drop it back. Will Shear covering at the point. Finds Welsh, who lets a shot go, and a pad save by Foughton. Fighting that off. River Welsh in the slot, and another save. Foughton, another pad save. Ganesh at the point. Across, Shear covering for Treewin, who is activated almost to the net front man. So Will Shear playing a very high F3 for his D-man as the offensive zone shift will continue in an offensive zone draw. This time to the glove hand side of Foughton, who coming up with 2 or 3 big saves there to keep his team in this game. They only trail by 2, 5:30 remaining in the second period. To the point, Boutlier shot, Foughton into his chest, holds on for the whistle. That'll click all of 3 seconds off the clock. As mentioned, a choppy second period, face-offs and whistles all over the ice. As the face-off there, Juan Liver in the corner, he'll battle it. Down below the goal line, working it up. Boutlier, good job keeping it under his shoulders. No high stick, he'll play it out to the far side corner. Love it, behind for Liver. Had it knocked away. Breen steps in from the far side point, activating down the wall. Richard has it, trying to chip it to the point. Love it, activating there. Love it, cycles, takes a bump from Richard. Lynch, rimming it around. Breen stepping up, holds the line only momentarily as Mulaney almost broke free. Lynch up to the neutral zone. Boutlier picks it off. Boutlier in, waits, centers, and that goes all the way through back. Love it, cycling it low. Liver takes a bump for his efforts. Physicality being more of a factor here in the second period of play as both teams starting to get their legs under them. That puck flipped up through the middle. Mulaney, he's going to try to break free. Delayed icing call. Boutlier to it though before the line takes that away. Mulaney tried to get his stick in there to poke it away. Unable to do so as out come the Max. To the neutral zone, heads up. Here's a 2-on-1. Lemoyne and LeBlanc, an offside call on the Mustangs as they had an odd man rush. But just offside, LeBlanc and Lemoyne couldn't get connected, and it'll be a face-off just below us here to the left at center ice. LeBlanc out there to take the draw, who had just went offside on the odd man rush. He'll try to make it up as it's chipped in there. Offside once again. LeBlanc touches it up, and it'll be an offside charged to the Mustangs again. LeBlanc in for the face-off once again, just below us. One back though, Krillman across for Suds. Suds chipping it up and sent in by Sullivan. Foughton out to play it, he'll wait. He'll rim it up to the half wall where Lemoyne will chip but not out. Good read, Bottomley. Back down low, Morash in behind Bottomley, read it. Bottomley out front, here's a chance, Sullivan had it knocked away from him to the point. Crossed here for Krillman as Suds had it. Krillman dumps it down low, takes a bump for his effort. Fleming over top of the circle, shot there, blocked. Believe there by LeBlanc. Krillman glove to stick, keeps it in. Into the far side corner, Bottomley will pressure as McLean and Bottomley battles. Bottomley out in front and a save there, Foughton. Point blank keeps that one out. One-timer chance there as the Max now once again with a little bit of offensive zone time. Starting to click up here. Lemoyne gonna have to get back in. Sanford battling with Krillman, trying to work it out. Sanford comes out with it. Bottomley backs off. Sanford into the neutral zone. Bottomley Chips it right back in. Morash. He'll work it D to D. Up off the wall. Ogden off the bench trying to get to it. Unable to. Creelman gathers for Suds. Up the far side. Hinge back. Creelman through the neutral zone. Up over the blue line. Creelman to the middle. Creelman lets a shot go. It's fanned on. Off the post. Foughton had it go off the post off his head and able to keep it out. Suds for McKay. Shot. Foughton holds on for the whistle as Foughton and Sullivan have a couple words there. Sullivan hanging around the net after the Foughton save, and it's another offensive zone draw for the Max. Uzuchuko, Haverstock, and McKay up front for the Max. Trewin and Ganesh on the back end for the team in white, red and yellow. As out come the Mustangs. High flip in, Trewin in the corner. He'll play it there. Uzuchuko, good support to Ganesh in the far side corner. Jax Ganesh over for Trewin. Trewin cross ice. Here's Haverstock, centering pass for Uzuchuko off of his stick into the corner. Here's a chance. Uzuchuko trying to slide a 5-hole. Nash Haverstock with the rebound, couldn't get it elevated. Haverstock holds it in on the line. McKay, got to be careful up by the blue line. He'll get it back down to Uzuchuko. Shot there, toe save. I heard it off the cap of the skate of Nolan Foughton. Trewin back across. Ganesh walks in. Haverstock, he'll have a shot go off the iron. Trewin steps up now, an odd man rush for the Mustangs. Bain up ahead. Bain's going to break free. Bain, great back check from the great skating number 21 defenseman, Jax Ganesh. At the point, Ayot's shot blocked up out of play. It'll be an offensive zone draw now, this time for the Mustangs with a minute 24 remaining on the second period clock. Bain, I thought he had a step, but the great skating ability of number 21 in white, getting back to break it up and take away the breakaway almost opportunity for Bain. As it's played off the stick, Odell's going to get in on the forecheck, trying to work it out. With a minute and 10 seconds left, Odell goes down. Morash is going to go to the box. With a minute and 7 seconds left, a power play upcoming for the Max that will carry over into the second period if they can't capitalize here in the last minute and 7. A hooking call charged to Morash. Where's number 6? Can't get into the box. He'll pull up on the court. Now he enters. And a 5-on-4 power play for the Max for a minute and 7 seconds here to end the second period. They lead by 2. Sullivan for Ganesh. For Trewin. Up top at the blue line. He'll walk across. Dishing it down low. Back up top. Trewin walks. Dishes. Ganesh back across. Odell couldn't bury it home. And a big save there by Foughton to keep it a 2-goal game. With 48 seconds remaining, the net off its bearings. Foughton with a hard push across there. The net getting dislodged, and it'll be an offensive zone draw here with just under a minute. 48 seconds remaining in the second period. Max will keep out Welsh, Odell, and Sullivan, Trewin, and Ganesh on the back end. Face off to the wall. Not cleared out as that shot went off the skate. Sullivan to the point. Ganesh, Trewin. 37 seconds. Trewin walks in. Down low. Odell. He'll work it up over top of the circles. Back for Ganesh. Shot and a pad save. Foughton fighting it into the corner. Welsh to the point. Ganesh for Trewin. He'll walk it in. Trewin fakes a shot. Now he'll let one go. It's blocked. Didn't get all the way to Foughton. Back to the point. 15 seconds remaining on the clock. Trewin takes a peek up. He'll take a step in. Trewin back for Ganesh. Back down low. Trewin waiting, trying to feed it out front. The man got buried down. Foughton goes down. Here's Odell. Shot at the buzzer and fought off once again. Foughton with a few big saves keeps this one a 2-goal game. 53 seconds of power play time will carry over into the second. We'll be back here for the third period of play after this short, hopefully, intermission.
My McDonald's reward.
Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better.
Welcome back for the third and final period of regulation here live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers. Thanks for tuning in here to this Friday night game between the South Shore Mustangs and the Halifax McDonald's. About a minute and 17 seconds, I think, of carryover time. Or is it 18 seconds of carryover power play time here to start the third for the Max. They lead 2-0. Goals coming off the stick of number 16, Will Shear, and number 18, River Welsh. The assist, both primary, going to Riley Krillman, and the secondary assist on the first goal to number 12, Sam Fleming, and the secondary assist on the second goal to number 16, who will tally his second point of the game, a goal and an assist, Will Shear, as the Mustangs looking to kill off 53 seconds here of penalty kill time to start the third period just before 9 o'clock here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Thanks for tuning in. As we are underway, the Max control off the draw. Krillman waits for his men to swing wide. It'll be worked in here by Liver over the ringette line. Liver centers. Corkum disrupts that. Liver gathers it up for Lovett. To the point, Krillman. He'll take a step to the middle, dish it for Shear. Shear takes a shot and a pad save by Frotton. Apologies to the Frotton family, as I was pronouncing it Foughton. I was in a rush here. The game moved ahead half an hour, so a little bit of a scramble trying to write the rosters out. Must have missed the R. So Frotton with another save. Clear back to the point, off the stick, then the skate and out of Shear. Up ahead, Fleming. Bobbled it for a second, got it over, and the Mustangs successfully killing off the second penalty kill of the game. They were unable to, the first one, that was a Fatso peanut butter power play to start the third, but unable to capitalize. We're the Max, and it'll be another offensive zone draw there on an icing call charge to the Mustangs. McLean forced to go off. Penalty box now closed, and we will face off Uzuchuko on the offensive zone draw. Loses that. The Mustangs looking to get things out. Haverstock centers. Rebound. Fraughton keeps the pad down. Good strength there by the left pad and leg of Fraughton to keep it a 2-goal game. He comes up big for the Mustangs there with back-to-back pad saves. As out comes Morash. Jax Ganesh, you see there, giving a little head lift. I had the pleasure of knowing Jax since he was all of about, I'd say about 8 or 9 years old. As a young kid coming to watch his cousin, Sonny Kabaddi. Halifax Moosehead draft pick. Come play as he played over for the Dartmouth Steel Subarus. Originally from Cape Breton, coming down to play in the city for his second year of midget. And I remember seeing Jax back when he had the long blonde flow. They used to come out of the back of helmet. He used to almost take his name bar away. It was that long. He's since now chopped it all off. He's got a buzzed head. As here he is, he'll work it for Tree Wind, shot just wide. Ganesh drafted to the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles, had played a couple games with them in the early goings of the season. Fraughton past Morash to the point all the way out as Uzuchuko centered. It'll go all the way back down. Campbell will get it up, leave it there for Ganesh all the way up to the far blue line. McKay sidesteps a check. Good job there by Mulaney getting back to help his D-man out. Uzuchuko read that though and sends it back into the corner where he has it. Working it down below. The goal line centering out in front, goes off a skate. McKay getting tied up there with Mulaney. They're still tied up behind the play as up into the neutral zone. Richard dumps it in. Campbell pad save into the corner for Breen. Breen around for Boutlier. He finds the centerman swinging good low support there by Odell to work it up into the neutral zone and into the Mustang zone as it's sent around. Centering pass picked off. Richard got dumped there, but out come the Mustangs. Landry for Mulaney. Mulaney, nice move around one. Mulaney's shot, and Campbell able to make the save as it's rimmed around. Short side, Landry to the point. Corkum, shot goes off of Welsh into the Mustangs bench to stop play. And this time it'll be an offensive zone draw now for the Mustangs. Trailing by 2, maybe new coach Sean Woodworth has a face-off play here. They could run as the face-off one. Bain, he's gonna cycle it back down below the goal line. Breen keeping it moving. Welsh, good job supporting, was Shear, and out come the Max. Over the line, here's Boutlier dishing for Shear, who was the intended target, but it was behind him, and it's chipped back. Suds in his own zone, pressured by Ogden. He'll play it over for Boutlier, who will skate it back into his own zone, gathering up speed. Here comes Boutlier down the wall. Good job there to take away his space. Odell with the puck up over the ringette line. Odell trying to scoop it back in as this headman pass for Bain. And Suds will battle up the wall, trying to get it back down. Was number 10, Carter Bain is out. Comes the Max. Shear drops for Welsh over the blue line. Back for Shear. Good stick by Corkum. Corkum takes a bump from Odell. He'll stick with it. Puck in the feet of Odell. Down goes Odell. His stick broke as the weight goes on the stick there. They'll play on. Up through the neutral zone. Here's Lynch over the blue line. Lynch to the move around Suds. Shot there and a blocker save. Lemoyne was driving the net. Here's Ethan Lemoyne over top of the zone. In front, Sanford's shot goes high past the glove side to the short side. Krillman chips it up ahead. Now an odd man break for the Max. Bottomley looking for the trailer. Great stick by Morash to break that up. 3-on-2, the Max unable to capitalize. Krillman for Bottomley. Bounces over the stick out to the neutral zone, or just inside of the line, says the official. Suds back now in his own zone. Here's a turnover. LeBlanc shot, glove save. Campbell keeps it. 2-goal lead here for the Max. 15-15 remaining in the third and final period of regulation. What a chance for LeBlanc to cut the lead in half, but Cale Campbell with a big glove save to keep his team up by 2. Odell's stick gonna get to him on the bench now as all the weight got put onto his stick, snapped it in the corner. That's an expensive night and a trip to Cleves tomorrow for that young man. Liver giving a little snow shower there to Fraughton, who shakes the snow off. I'm sure maybe it might be nice sometimes actually to get a snow shower if you're sweating and getting a lot of action like Fraughton has tonight. Maybe the nice little snow shower, although maybe not wanted, could feel good. Get a little bit of a cold breeze by the snow and a little bit of, it's like spraying yourself with a little bit of water. Although from someone else's skate, maybe not what goaltenders want. He'll shake it off. Play will continue 5-on-5. It's chipped out of play, and the face-off looks like it'll stay inside the zone. A new rule implemented last year in minor hockey, as well as major hockey, I guess, too, is any puck out of play in the offensive zone stays in the zone. That's why that puck staying in the max zone here for the draw, but it works right back into the neutral zone. Bain sends it back past Strong. That'll force Treewin below his goal line. Up the wall, Strong off of his skate. The Mustangs out front. Here's a chance and a flurry of opportunities coming here for the Mustangs as they now try to get some momentum in the offensive zone and get some momentum in the game, as they only trail by 2 with 14 minutes remaining, or 14 and a half minutes. That back pass picked up Bain. Up ahead, here's a chance. Ogden had it poked off of his stick at the blue line, sent right in onto Campbell. He'll steer it into the corner. Love it. Picking up speed through the neutral zone. Ian Lovett. McKay, and an interference call upcoming as McKay running into McLean. It's going to be an interference call, and with 14:03 remaining on the clock in the third period, the Mustangs are going to head to the power play, and this is going to be a Thompson moving penalty kill for the Halifax Max. As they try to kill this one off, a power play opportunity to cut the lead in half. Mustangs are going to look to try to set things up here in the early going. We'll wait and see if they can capitalize on the opportunity. Here's Shear. He'll send it way up over the head of everyone and right down onto Fraughton, who left it there. Up ahead, Sanford bobbled it at the neutral zone. Uzuchuko gathers it up over the line. Good job by Sanford keeping his feet moving. Here's Sanford with the puck. He'll skate it up the middle of the ice. He'll dish it here for Lynch over the blue line. Lynch working it in, looks to set up. He'll stop up by the hash marks. Up top, cross ice, into the skate, a quick shot blocked, and back into the neutral zone. Come the Mustangs. Shear's gonna pressure. Chip back in. Breen, no icing on the play as he got a stick on it there. Joseph Breen stops up below the goal line. As now the Max heads up. Breen went into the boards very awkwardly there. Good to see he's okay as the Max clear. Fraughton will stop it up. In behind the goal. Left there for Logan McLean, who dished it for McDonald off the skate of Fleming. Will force the Mustangs to regroup behind their net. Fleming in there on the forecheck, shorthanded. Sam Fleming creating havoc along with number 8, Carter Sullivan. Fleming back for Krillman. Krillman finds Sullivan over the blue line. Carter Sullivan shot there, pad save by Fraughton into the corner. Fleming over top, Bain makes a play on him, and it's going to be a call upcoming as the Mustangs touch it up. It's going to be 17 seconds of 4-on-4 with 12:20 remaining on the clock in the third period. A cross-checking call to the captain, Bain, and a 4-on-4 call, or a 4-on-4 upcoming here for 17 seconds for the cross-checking call to captain. As we all know what Cohen calls him, Carter the Bane train. As he sits in the box, it'll be a 2-minute cross-checking call to him. 4-on-4 for 17 seconds. That'll be a Fatso peanut butter power play for the Max. Creelman keeping control, plays it for Ganesh off the bench. Jax Ganesh back for Riley Creelman through the neutral zone. Nice pass there to find Ganesh over the line. And it's now going to be a Fatso peanut butter power play for about 1 minute and 40 seconds as that puck held onto by Frotton for the whistle. 11:55 remaining on the clock. 1:35 on the penalty marker. As this power play brought to you by Fatso Peanut Butter. Thank you once again for tuning in here live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers. As a 2-goal game for the Max, they look to try to extend it to 3 here on a power play around the halfway mark in the third period. That puck flipped out of play into the penalty box. Bain's going to throw it back over, and they'll redo the face-off in the Mustang zone. Odell in there for the draw. For the Max, he has Sullivan and Welsh on his wingers. Back to the point, walking to the middle, Treewin. Back for Odell. Odell across, Ganesh, short side for Treewin. He'll take his time, find Ganesh with speed, back for Treewin. Quick shot and a blocker save, Frotton fighting it off once again. What a save from number 35, Nolan Frotton, blockering it up and deflecting it into the mesh to stop play. It'll be another offensive zone draw for the Max. Once again over to the glove hand side. I'd be curious to see what the shots were. I know after the second period, shots 36-9 in favor of the Max as they've had a few opportunities here. Down low, love it. For Shear on the half wall, Will Shear in the corner for Liver. By the dot, he'll take it to the net off the iron and out. Creelman for Liver. Takes his time, Morash battling in front with Fleming. Shot, rebound, bop in front. Shot, another chance, and they score that puck. Buried home by Lovett to make it 3-0. And the Max capitalizing on the Fatso Peanut Butter power play. And it's going to be number 3, Ian Lovett, to make it 3-0 for the Max as they capitalize on the power play. It'll be number 3. We'll wait to see who's going to get the assist. The officials having a quick chat over there, so we'll wait to see if the goal will stand. But for now, a 3-0 lead for the Max. We'll see if the goal will stand. No goal, they'll call it off and back to 2. As no goal for Lovett, it's waved off. We'll wait to hear. We'll see if it's for goaltender interference. Bain's going to go back into the box, and the Max are going to head back to the Fatso Peanut Butter power play with 46 seconds remaining on that penalty marker. Lovett has a quick chat with the official about what had happened. We'll wait to hear from Cliff. Goaltender interference on the play, so the Max back to the power play for abbreviated 46 seconds. As they only have, or no, they do have 5, sorry. The camera taking away the 5th man as Liver. So Fleming will get kicked out. Shear in to take the draw. He'll win it to the wall. Shear getting to it, pokes it back. Lovett to the point. Liver was going to walk. Back for Lovett. Ian Lovett, who thought he had scored, got taken back for goaltender interference for Liver. Creelman, Lovett, down low, walks out, shot, scores. And that time, it will count. And Ian Lovett will have the 3rd goal, and he will make it 3-0 for the Max on a Fatso Peanut Butter power play goal. 16 seconds after his goal was disallowed, Ian Lovett responds with another goal of his own on the power play, this time to make it 3-0. And this one will stand. The assists are going to go to Liver and Creelman, I believe. We'll have to see the official call. I'll listen in for the call from longtime timekeeper Cliff Blair across the ice. Bottomley runs over his man, and it's going to be a cross-checking call. Same thing that happened to Bain on Bottomley there. So it is now going to be a Thompson moving penalty kill for the Max, and the Mustangs will head to the power play. The power play coming into this game for the Mustangs sitting at 15% so far on the year. The PK for the Max sitting at 89%, as they'll have to kill off this one up by 3. As the most recent goal for Ian Lovett, as that puck cleared down to start off the penalty kill. As out come the Mustangs to the neutral zone. Bain plays it here. McDonald, cross ice. The Mustangs setting up in the offensive zone. Bain just able to hold the line, but Creelman gathers it up, and out comes Creelman for the Max. Hard off the end wall right on. And Creelman stopping net front, creating a little bit of havoc there. So the most recent goal for Ian Lovett, the assist will go to number 12, Sam Fleming, who will pick up the assist on the Ian Lovett goal at 10:50 in the third period to make it 3-0. So the Mustangs are, I'm sure, pleased with the effort so far, only trailing by 3, as a much different outcome from the start of the year for sure for the team in blue. As they come in here in last place, only with 9 points on the year, but a new head coach. They look to turn things around here for the second half of the season. Here's a chance out in front, rebound, and a big save, another chance, and they bury it home. Landry takes the donut off the board with a power play goal. And the Mustangs on the board. Morgan Landry is gonna make it 3-1 on a power play goal for number 7. As there's a little bit of life for the team in blue. So we'll wait to see if there's gonna be a TV timeout or not with 9. And there will be a TV timeout, so we'll be back here in a minute's time for the second half of the third period.
My McDonald's Rewards gets you breakfast before work, free fries at lunch, for the friend who said they didn't want any, and whatever a meal is at this hour. Join My McDonald's Rewards to get free McD's.
Remove dirt, grease, and debris with a high-pressure, environmentally friendly wash from The Big Wash. With over 20 years experience, The Big Wash can tackle any job, from heavy industrial equipment and truck fleets to residential buildings and parking lots. Plus, they do boats, patios, and graffiti removal. Locally owned and operated, fully insured, and working year-round 24/7. The Big Wash, 70 Crane Lake Drive, Bears Lake. Online at thebigwash.ca.
And welcome back for the remaining 9 minutes and 28 seconds of regulation. 3-1 lead for the Max after a power play goal from the Mustangs. As the assists are going to go to the captain, Carter Bain. The Bain train picking up the primary, and number 16. That will be, trying to find the name there on the roster sheet. I'll have to take a quick look. Centering pass, here's Lemoyne. Up over the neutral zone, Lemoyne turns it over inside the blue line. Ganesh up for Welsh, poked off of his stick back into his zone. Max forced to regroup. William Samford picking up the secondary assist on the power play goal. As up comes Welsh, turns it over by the blue line. Mustangs work it up. Lemoyne, nice little give back and a give and go there for LeBlanc, who worked it in but turned it over to Ganesh. Ganesh one-hands it up for River Welsh. Here's a chance for a sheer shot there off the outside of the net, up into the mesh. Will stop play. 8:34 remaining in the game. The Mustangs on the board here, just past the 10-minute mark with a power play goal to make it 3-1. Coming off the stick of Morgan Landry this time. Now it's an offensive zone draw for the Max. Halifax Max coming into this game first place, 27-1. They had 178 goals for, and now it'll make it another one to make it 4-0. We'll see who goes first. It looks like it's going to be number 17, Cooper Strong, down the bench first. So Strong will pick up the fourth goal for the Max to make it 4-0. As I was talking about how many goals they came into the game with 178 goals for, only allowing 55 against. Add on 4 more to 178. They're up to 182 goals so far this season and counting. Giving up 1, that'll give them 56 goals allowed. Campbell, undefeated on the season, looking to keep that record intact, is up over the line. Here's Lovett, shot, save, rebound, Strong off the stick, up and out of play for the whistle. 8:05 now remaining on the clock. I think Liver will pick up the assist, so if so, Gavin Liver with an assist there. Be his first point of the night, and Ian Lovett picking up his second point on an assist there, so he's gonna go and assist. He'll join Will Scheer and company with 2 points on the game. As down below the net, Sullivan goes down, net off its bearings. So Will Scheer has 2 points on the game, and so does Ian Lovett, each with a goal and an assist. Here up 4-1 over the Mustangs at home. Fleming will dig in on the offensive zone draw. To the wall, back up, Breen's gonna retreat. Lemoyne pokes it past him. Boutlier in front of his own net, chooses to go in behind to try to take away some of the pressure. That goes off a skate. Back to center, Lynch heads up, Lynch makes a move. Sullivan tried to line him up and just sidestepping it. Lynch is gonna get in on the forecheck. Good forecheck there by the Mustangs. LeBlanc covering for his D-man to the point. Corkum stumbles, he'll have to get back as an odd-man rush. Here come the Max. Over the line, Sullivan takes a shot and a save there, and a own snow shower by his own man. As Lynch back checking hard, didn't want to run over his goalie, giving him another little shower. That one maybe not so much appreciated. 4-1 lead now for the Max. 7:21 remaining on the clock in the third period. Frotten's going to take a sec to check over his mask. Took a puck up high earlier in the first. Said he didn't need attention in between the pipes, and it'll show. He's played pretty solid here, allowing 4 goals, but yet to really have one that he maybe regrets and wants back. They've been all tough goals, as it'll be sent around. Mulaney not to be able to get to it first. McKay centered. Frotten sticked out. Ganesh gloved his stick. High shot there off the stick, up and out of play. Another puck for a fan and a souvenir to head home with. So the faceoff will stay inside 7:02 remaining on the clock. 4-1 lead for the Max. As an offensive zone draw, Uzuchuko will dig in. Into the corner. Ganesh, he'll take a couple steps off the line. Bain turns it over. Haverstock walks, shoots. Save there, Frotton. Haverstock trying to get it back. There's McKay, net front. He'll activate and pinch the man off on the bell sign. That's McDonald. Haverstock all over the man in the corner. Chipped up here for Bain. Ganesh activating in the wall. He'll keep it down, but only momentarily, and out come the Mustangs. Here's McDonald, toe drag, gets around one. Good job by Treewin, using his body to separate the man from the puck there. McKay gathers it up for Uzuchuko over the line. GK Uzuchuko below the goal line. He'll drop it off, in behind McKay, out front, bouncing over the stick of Treewin into the neutral zone. The Max regroup. Crossed here, Ganesh. Back across for Treewin. He'll stand up and now peel off for the change. Ganesh gathers up the puck, now gathers up his speed, up over the neutral zone and over the blue line. Ganesh to the middle, waits. Ganesh still with the puck below the goal line now, so end-to-end for number 21, still with the puck. Ganesh cycling it back down low for Will Scheer. Scheer for Gavin Suds at the point. Suds walks, shoots, deflected into the corner by River Welsh. Welsh turns it over though as he gets in there on the forecheck to the point. Krillman, he'll walk across for Suds, back for Krillman, just able to get enough on it. Scheer knocks the stick out of the defenseman's hand, no call on the play as Odell, good job there, pinching off the man on the wall. Suds holds it down the wall, off the stick there on the centering attempt of Samford. As that puck zipped across here, Lemoyne got a stick on it, takes away the icing. Suds up for Krillman. Krillman cross ice pass, bounces perfectly for Will Scheer. Up over the line, Scheer centers off the skate of Welsh. Cleared back to Krillman, whose shot goes into the short side corner. Scheer trying to work it back for Welsh. Suds across the line for Krillman. Down low for Odell, back for Krillman. He'll walk in, let a shot go. It got a stick on there, was Welsh. Suds for Scheer. Backdoor pass for Odell over his stick back into the neutral zone. They'll try to get a change up going here. The Mustangs getting a little bit of a lengthy shift here. Krillman will work it back up towards them into the neutral zone, chipping it at center, sent right back down past Krillman. No icing call as they could have played it. The men were changing. Breen with 4:14 remaining on the clock. Will work it for Lovett over the blue line. Lovett lets a shot go wide. Strong. Far side half wall, set, cycling it down low. Lovett trying to center for Liver, who's sitting on an assist here tonight. 1 point on the game. Strong trying to work it off the wall over top of the circles. Lovett leaves it for Breen, who steps in into the corner. Breen played all over the ice here tonight, activating quite a bit from the backside is number 19 in white, red, and yellow, wearing the Max crest on the front of his jersey. I guess Halifax it says with the McDonald's logo. Liver over top of the zone, centers off the pad, and that puck will be cleared out. It's going to be an icing call charge to the Mustangs with 3:20. No, as Kale out to play it. Campbell goes in, and that's an awkward hit there. Mulaney didn't intend to it. Breen spun late, and it looks like it's going to be a boarding call here to Mulaney. Breen to the bench, seems to be okay. Boarding call to Mulaney, 2 for boarding, and a Fatso peanut butter power play upcoming for the Max. They lead 4-1 over the Mustangs. Breen tried to spin away from some pressure, but Mulaney finishing his check, and it'll cost them a power play here with about a minute and 14 seconds separating the penalty clock and the time clock. Offensive zone draw, Odell in there and cleared out by Lynch. Good job on the draw there by the Mustangs to kill off some time. Just over 3 minutes remaining. Treewin stops, sets, and works out. Treewin to the red line, drops Ganesh with speed through the neutral zone. Jax Ganesh down below the goal line. Still with the puck. Once again, Ganesh way down in the offensive zone. Works it back for Treewin at the point. He'll walk down. Treewin sliding it back door for Welsh. Couldn't handle it. Back for Ganesh at the point. Jax Ganesh for Logan Treewin. Or sorry, Carter Odell. He'll walk in. Odell, Treewin one-timer. Just wide. Welsh. Backdoor pass. Big save by Fraught. And what a save by number 35, sprawling across and sticking the left pad out to Rob Carter O'Dell on the one-timer. And what a save once again from Nolan Frotton. Hit the rewind button there, folks, as that one can go on the highlight reel. Offensive zone draw, another one here on the power play for the Max. 1 minute, 16 seconds remaining on that penalty. As I mentioned, about 1 minute and 14 seconds separating the penalty clock and the game clock. Liver walks in, short angle shot, scores as he's stuck at short side, and Liver will pick up his second point of the night. The third player with a goal and an assist. We'll wait to see who picked up the assist. Maybe Lovett and Fleming. So if so, Fleming will now, I believe, have 2 points as well, as he would get his second assist on the game. 1 minute and 6 seconds on the power play remained, and the Fatso penalty or power play capitalizing there. Evan Liver from Ian Lovett and Riley Krillman. So Krillman will pick up his third point of the night, as he has it now, as number 4 and number 3 connecting on the assist is up over the line. The Max will send it in deep. That puck, Corkum chipping it to the line. Krillman holds it back down for Zachuco. Krillman, his 3 points on the game, 3 assists so far. I think he's got the most points for the Max here in this game. Does the captain, leading the way. Shot tipped on. Frotton holds on. 1 minute 46 remaining in regulation. So Lovett and Krillman for the assist on the Liver goal to make it 5-0 on the Fatso power play. Offensive zone draw once again for the Max. That puck rimmed around. Sanford had it go off of his skate, shot there. Frotton steers it into the wall here on the short side. Lemoyne in there trying to battle it out. Puck to the point. Here's Boutlier. Fakes to walk to the middle. Boutlier down the wall. Pinched off there by LeBlanc. As he'll get it down to the corner. Morash battles with Strong in the corner. LeBlanc in there trying to help out Morash. Good job by LeBlanc, poking it into the neutral zone. 1 minute 15 remaining on the clock in regulation. Here's a chance, Lemoyne. One-on-one. Ethan Lemoyne lets a shot go. Boutlier wears that one, helping his goaltender out. Lemoyne at the blue line, try to flip it in. Good job by Sullivan. Back over the line, Sullivan. Down low, below the goal line. Turns it over, and out come the Mustangs to the neutral zone. Lemoyne, he'll chip it in. Last minute to play here in regulation. Puck battling on the end wall. Fleming and Boutlier for the Max. Here's a chance at a glove save. Campbell keeping the one on the board with just over half a minute remaining in regulation, with a big glove save, point blank, keeping it a 5-1 game for the Max. So Krillman with 3 assists has 3 points. Lovett with a goal and 2 assists also has 3 points, as those two leading the way. 3 points each for number 3 and number 4 here in this game. Frotton out to play it. Good smart play there. He'll play it for Lynch just out of his reach. Haverstock takes a bump, cycling it down low. Here's a Chuko looking back door. Here's a chance, unable to handle it cleanly was Boutlier. Uzuchuko, 10 seconds remaining. Back up for Fleming. Finds Boutlier, tipped on. Frotton blocker save. Mustangs looking to get it out. Now here's a break for Bain. 2 seconds, Bain trying to get to it, and as the buzzer goes, that'll do it here for this one. So after 3 periods of play, the Mustangs only able to find 1 goal past the undefeated Cale Campbell, as he'll remain undefeated on the season. But the Max win by a score of 5-1. Thanks for tuning in here live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers. That's all for me, folks. Safe travels. Have a great... And we will see you around the rink.